Distinguished guests, you may please be seated. Thank you.
Very senior officers, distinguished invited here, ladies and gentlemen. For the purpose of today's flying out parade, there are two colors on parade, which is the national color, the Nigerian Air Force color.
Sorry. Then I should the cables come off your leg, Ali. I'll come down, don't worry.
While we still await for the arrival of the Chief of the Air Staff and the special guest of honor for the flying out parade, please permit me to acquaint us with the brief history of color as a military parade. Close have a long-standing tradition which dates back
if I call you pick, you know the fee pick.
the days of
you don't get
revolutionaries and
the people say how much you will pay.
banners presenting colors were often paraded on battlefields. The capture of these banners invariably meant outright crisis on the local side. Although those had not carried in modern battles, they are still
Or
the
semi-text.
expression they enjoyed in the past. It is for this reason that colors are saluted whenever they fire past. In the United Kingdom, from where we adopted some of our regimental practices, the British infantry regiments generally carry two colors on parade. That is the Queen's colour and the regimental colour. The Nigerian Air Force was presented the national colour and the regimental colour and its organizational colour on 1st November 1976. Subsequently, Tactical Air Command Colour and Formal Training Command Colour got theirs on 2nd November 1982, while the Logistics Command and Mobility Command got theirs on 27th April 1985 and 1st October 2011 respectively. Special Operations Command was handed its colour in April 2017.
Now I get Kaduna now.
Very senior officers, distinguished ladies and
When this
gentlemen,
starts,
let me inform you that the training command
when
was
this starts,
bundled
we're not
into
supposed to
the
enter
training
inside like
command and ground
house
training
on
command.
idea.
The ground training command was handed its colour in May 2018.
We suppose. But I think
The
since
chief
you
don't
are
come with that.
safe, we should do it with caution.
See chief don't come.
Actually,
I maybe chief. See,
AOCs don't come.
okay. Maybe chief man BG like that.
Very senior officers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to recognize the presence of Air Officers Commanding, Tactical Air Command,
Chief, now since that my friend, wait talk.
Special Operations Command, Mobility Command, Air Training Command, Ground Training Command, and Logistics Command, Air Vice Marshal F.O. Edosa, E.E. Effiong, T.O. Yusuf, N.N. Nanaba, U.K. Abdullahi, and A.Y. Abdullahi, respectively. Also present here to grace the occasion
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, moments from now we expect the arrival of the Chief of the Air Staff to grace this occasion.
The chief, because he really show people leg. I shouldn't have said anything.
Branch Chief, Commandant of Flight Service, the Air Officers Command, and very senior officers, are distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, announcing the arrival of the Chief Host of today's event, the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, distinguished flying staff. the Chief of the Air Staff, sir. You are warmly welcome.
People do sing. I know you.
Just a few moments ago, we witnessed the arrival of the Chief Host, Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala, distinguished flying staff. Any moment from now, we expect the arrival of the guest of honor for the flying out parade. And the arrival of the guest of honor will signal the official commencement of the flying out parade ceremony.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, moments from now, the final parade will commence. Today's final parade is one of the series of activities lined up that will climax the 60th anniversary of the Nigerian Airforce ceremony. The flying ceremony is an age-long tradition observed by the military and in particular the Airforce all over the world to honor retiring members of the armed forces as they die gracefully after years of veteran service to the nation.
No, as we go by, they go sleep for Gadri. They worry this my wife.
The Chief of the Air Force, very senior officers, and distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, announcing the arrival of the guest of honor for today's occasion, Air Vice Marshal C.A. Owo retired, Officer of the Order of the Federal Republic. The guest of honor, sir, you are warmly welcome.
Did they come much? Ike! That guy knows something. Ike! Hey, go!
The Chief of the Air Force, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen,
That's how I know, I know.
Air Vice Marshal Charles Owo, retired OFR, is the most senior officer among the retired officers we flown down today. What you are witnessing now is the parade commander marching forward to submit the parade to the guest of honor, after which he will invite the guest of honor to inspect the parade. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the guest of honor, accompanied by the chairman of the Nigerian Airforce Day 2024 celebration, is now proceeding to inspect the parade. the Chief of the Air Staff, sir, very senior officers, our distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. As the guest of honor inspects the parade, I would like to inform you that there are 6 guards on parade for this event. These are numbers 1 to 6 guards. The color party is at the center of the guards. Providing the music for today's flying parade is the award-winning band at the rear of the parade, the Nigerian Airforce Band. The band is positioned behind the guards and is conducted by the Assistant Director of Music, Headquarters Nigerian Airforce Abuja, as well as the Acting Dean School of Music, Nigerian Airforce Institute of Administrative Management, Squadron Leader A.A. Olutude, and assisted by Flying Officer J.O. Akebu, the Acting Head of Department School of Music, Nigerian Airforce Institute of Administrative Management. The band squadron are 88 regimental bandsmen and 10 pipers in numbers, which they add glamour and color to today's ceremony. And they are made up of 7 male and 10 female personnel of the Nigerian Air Force, respectively. Our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would like to once again introduce the parade commander and the various sub-guard commanders. There are 3 officers and 48 airmen and airwomen in each guard on parade, as well as the guard squadron sergeant major.
For the number 1 guard, we have Flight Lieutenant E.I. Adekule as the guard commander, and is assisted by the right sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant O.O. Basi, and the left sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant H.H. Idaku, and the guard squadron sergeant major, Flight Sergeant Abubakar K.M. For number 2 guard is commanded by Flight Lieutenant A.O. Adeniji and assisted by the right sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant O.B. Olalusi, and the left sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant V.U. Iko, and the guard squadron sergeant major, Flight Sergeant Ilasambi J.F. Number 3 guard is commanded by Flight Lieutenant O.S. Oguntade and assisted by the right sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant J. Jumari, and the right sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant A. Kabiru, and the guard squadron sergeant major, Flight Sergeant Ekisola A. Next, in the color party, we have the ensign to the national color and the ensign to the Nigerian Air Force color. The special guest of honor, sir, the number 4 guard is commanded by Flight Lieutenant O.S. Alabi and assisted by the right sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant V.I. Fayehu, and the left sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant A.S. Suleiman, while the guard squadron sergeant major is Flight Sergeant Edibodio. For the 5 guard is commanded by Flight Lieutenant O.D. Ofuafu and assisted by the right sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant G.M. Diaji, and the left sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant G.O. Isiapo, and the guard squadron sergeant major, Flight Sergeant Nantran Chen. Lastly, the number 6 guard is commanded by Flight Lieutenant D. Aluku and assisted by the right sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant O.P. Bosomo, and the left sub-guard commander, Flight Lieutenant D. Idachaba, while the guard squadron sergeant major is Flight Sergeant Ashafa M. We also have the color party regimental sergeant major, who is Master Warrant Officer O.I. The very special officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the parade you are watching this morning is the flying out parade in honor of the senior officers of the Nigerian Air Force bowing out of the service today. The Flying Out Parade is one of the series of activities lined up for your entertainment to mark the Nigerian Air Force 60th Anniversary Parade. Reaching you live from the 401 Flying Training School Parade Ground, here from the Premier Base, Nigerian Air Force Base, Kaduna. From all indication, the guest of honor has completed the inspection of the guards, and any moment from now he will retire back to the saluting dive, where we expect the parade commander to take permission for the continuation of the parade. At the moment, we can see the special guest of honor, Air Vice Marshal Charles Owo, retired, accompanied by the Nigerian Air Force 60th Anniversary Committee Chairman and the Parade Commander, Squadron Leader VC Njoku, are approaching slowly towards the saluting dice, which will signify the commencement of the second phase of this ceremonial parade.
The Chief of the Air Staff, sir, very senior officers, both serving and retired, our distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. The inspection of guards by the special guest of honor is almost being concluded. As he's returning to the saluting dice, at this moment, may I humbly invite all the celebrants to please join this guest of honor on the saluting dice. May I humbly call on Air Vice Marshal I.G. Lubo, retired, Air Vice Marshal M.A. Yakubu, retired, Air Vice Marshal E.A. Wana, retired, Air Vice Marshal P.O. Jemitola, retired, Air Vice Marshal H.E.S.A. retired, Air Vice Marshal N.E. Kamde, retired, Air Vice Marshal O.A. Adesanya, retired, Air Vice Marshal J.A. Ochoma, retired. Also is Air Vice Marshal O.A. Tunwashe, retired.
Also to join the guest of honor at the saluting dice is Air Vice Marshal J. Ochomba, retired, Air Vice Marshal A.S. Liman, retired, Air Vice Marshal O.A. Towashe, retired, Air Vice Marshal A.A. Qasim, retired, Air Vice Marshal I.T. Ali, retired, Air Vice Marshal M.I. Mukhtar, retired, Air Vice Marshal A.O. Jolasimi, retired, Air Vice Marshal J.A. Yusuf, retired, Air Vice Marshal A.B. Inwa, retired, Air Commodore T. Oladega, retired, Air Commodore I.O. Yahya, retired, Air Commodore Y.G. Gomam, retired.
Also, Air Commodore E.A. Adedoku, retired, Air Commodore M.A. Akelodo, retired, Air Commodore U.M. Silvanus, retired, Air Vice Marshal S. Lawal, retired, Air Vice Marshal M.O. Onilade, retired, Air Vice Marshal M.C. Nachi, retired, Air Vice Marshal E.O. Nwachukwu, retired, Air Vice Marshal A.G. Bello, retired, Air Vice Marshal I.A. Durotoye, retired, Air Vice Marshal C.C. Ozogu, retired.
Also to join the guest of honor of the saluting dice is Air Vice Marshal K.K. Obidake, retired, Air Vice Marshal A.R. Salami, retired, Air Vice Marshal P.D. Marcia, retired, Air Vice Marshal O.O. Ogumola, retired, Air Vice Marshal Eman Aliyu, retired, Air Commodore S.A. Estefanos, retired, Air Commodore A.S. Ogumudede, retired, Air Commodore M.L. Sini, retired.
Our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, any moment from now, the parade commander will advance the parade in review order in preparation for the valedictory speech for the guest of honor. the Chief of the Air Staff, sir, very senior officers, our distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. May I now most respectfully invite the guest of honor, who is the representative of the courses, Air Vice Marshal Charles Owo, retired, to deliver his valedictory remarks on behalf of the courses. The guest of honor, sir.
The Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal H.B. Abubakar, distinguished flying staff, very senior officers serving and retired, especially my classmates of Star 7 and 38 regular courses, our spouses, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor and privilege to deliver this valedictory speech today on behalf of members of courses 37 and 38 of the prestigious Nigerian Defense Academy. I will commence by giving glory, honor, and appreciation to Almighty God, who made it possible for us to stand here this morning and witness this unique ceremony in our honor. I recall with nostalgia how the journey began some decades ago. When we started out our military career about 39, 38 years ago, we never had any inclination and we end up on a high note like this. In reminiscence to when we arrived at the gate of the old Nigerian Defense Academy complex as members of 37 and 38 regular courses, teenagers as we were then, our journey in the military and looking at ourselves standing on this podium, representing all being honored today, I cannot but continue to thank God for seeing us through successful careers in the military. In the course of this journey, some of our colleagues left the service unceremoniously, while others paid the supreme price. May I crave the indulgence of these distinguished audience to please rise for a 1 minute silence in honor of our departed colleagues. May the souls of our departed colleagues who paid the supreme price in the cause of the defense and security of our fatherland rest in perfect peace. Amen. Please, you will be seated. Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to appreciate our mentors, our senior colleagues and subordinates who stood by us through thick and thin throughout these years. Your contributions, support, and encouragement were instrumental to our successful journey in the military. Just like any endeavor in search of life's purposes, the Holy Book states that, and I quote, "There's time for everything, there's time for every event under heaven," unquote. Our journey in the Air Force was not devoid of challenges, but perseverance, doggedness, determination, and grace of God saw us through. From our cadet training days in Nigerian Defense Academy to the various trainings and appointments in Nigerian Air Force, culminating our disengagement from the armed forces, we remained diligent, committed, and astute to overcome all encumbrances encountered. At this point, I must recognize that it is dignifying that today we are being flown out in the service in a glorious ceremony as part of Nigerian Air Force Golden Jubilee celebration. As I and my colleagues formally bow out from the NAF today, our hearts are filled with nostalgia pleasure and gratitude for the opportunity to have served meritoriously in the armed forces of Nigeria. Indeed, our careers in the Air Force availed us the highest honor of contributing measurably to securing our dear nation, Nigeria. And for this, we are immensely grateful. To my fellow retiring officers, I extend my deepest appreciation to our collective years of service and leadership. I believe that together we have set a very high standard, and our legacy will remain a guiding light for the Nigerian Air Force and will continue to inspire future generations. It has been a privilege to have been part of the Nigerian Air Force story, especially of adding value with pride in this journey in these past 35 years. Permit me to discuss our primary constituency now that we are on our way to embark on another journey of life. The Armed Forces of Nigeria has through the years established itself as a key factor in our national existence. It has evolved from its humble beginnings as an internal security capable force to its present status as a regional force under a democratic political authority. These feats can be attributed to the resilience, Nigerian spirit, and the dedication of our officers, men and women, as well as the unrelenting equipment and platform preparation by the federal government. I must therefore appreciate the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his support to the armed forces in general and for the Nigerian Air Force in particular, in spite of other competing national interests. I'm sure that my colleagues in the armed forces are now better poised to overcoming our current security challenges. For our officers and personnel still serving, congratulations on the 60th anniversary of our great service. As you progress in your career, you must be determined to leave positive footprints and legacies that would outlive you after service. In attempting to achieve these objectives, you must never compromise your obligations as law-abiding citizens of our great country, and the principles as well as discipline which guide the conduct of military personnel. The crux of military profession is esprit de corps. No one can succeed without cooperation and collaboration of both subordinates and superiors. Also remember the tenets of the Nigerian Air Force, which are integrity, service before self, and excellence in all you do. At this juncture, I must extend our profound gratitude and appreciation to our darling spouses for holding the home front throughout our training times and in the course of our service in the Nigerian Air Force. It is well known in the NAV family that half of the battle is won when things are well at home. And indeed, our spouses demand a great deal of commendation for their tireless sacrifice in coping with the exigencies of our service. Same gratitude goes for our children and family members who stood solidly by us throughout the years in the military. Let me also extend my gratitude to the Honorable Minister of Defense, Chairman of Senate and House Committees of the Air Force, with their continued support to the Nigerian Air Force. I'm also most grateful to the Chief of Defense Staff and Service Chiefs for their presence and immense support. My profound gratitude goes also to our former service chiefs, under whose tenures we serve in the course of our career, especially those present here today, and indeed all our distinguished guests for sharing in our celebration. Your presence has helped make this event most memorable. Finally, I must thank the Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Bala Abubakar, Distinguished Flying Star, the organizers of this event, all parade participants, including the band, and the entire Nigerian Air Force community, as well as distinguished invited guests for this honor. Going forward, ladies and gentlemen, there's a saying that old soldier never dies. they only fade away. While our tenure in uniform has come to an end, the lessons, friendship, and values we have gained in years of service will remain with us always. We are always available and ready for any consultation. Farewell to everyone as you continue to serve our nation with honor, courage, and dedication. Let me single out my area of specialization, the Skyhawks. The Skyhawks, I want to thank you for your unforgettable journey. I'm always with you. To the whole of NAM family, may your takeoffs equal to your landings. On behalf of the retired officers of 37 and 38 regular courses, I say thank you, and I wish those traveling journey mercies back to your respective destination. God bless the Nigerian Air Force. God bless the Armed Forces of Nigeria, and long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you, and God bless.
The Chief of their staff, very senior officers, both serving and retired, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That were the valedictory remarks by the representative of the retired senior officers. May I request we please give him another resounding round of applause. Any moment from now, the parade will give general salute and 3 hearty cheers to the members of 37 and 38 regular courses of the Nigerian Defense Academy, after which the parade will form up in preparations for the flying out parade. That was the 3 hearty cheers and general salute in honor of members of 37 and 38 regular courses of the Nigerian Defense Academy. At the moment, the parade commander, squadron leader VC Njoku, is marching forward smartly towards the salutation dais to obtain permission from the guest of honor to continue with the rest of the parade, which is the flying out parade. At the moment, the parade commander has just obtained permission from the guest of honor to continue with the rest of the parade. At the moment, the parade commander is redressing the parade to pave way for the band to take position. May I at this juncture invite the band to advance and take post.
Our distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, with the band now at its position, the flying out party will commence shortly. May I now invite the flying out party to please take post. The retired Air Vice Marshals are to be behind Air Vice Marshal flying out party. May I also invite the spouses of our very distinguished veterans, retired senior officers, to please join their husbands for the final phase of the flying out parade. Thank you. Please, a round of applause for the spouses of our retired veterans as they proceed to join their husbands for the final phase of the ceremony. May I humbly request officers of air rank to please proceed for the flying out party to lead the retired Air Vice Marshals for the final phase of this flying out parade. All officers of air rank are please requested to proceed for the flying out party. Thank you. Once again, the retired Air Vice Marshals are to be behind the Air Vice Marshal flying out party with their spouses. Thank you. Our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now the responsibility of the parade commander to continue with the final proceeding of the flying out parade. The Chief of the Air Staff, sir, very senior officers, our distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it may interest you to know that the retired senior officers just had their last general salute after the meritorious service and sacrifice to the nation and to the Nigerian Air Force in particular. Our distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is also of interest to know that the senior officers being flown out today have contributed immensely to the Nigerian Air Force and indeed to the Federal Republic of Nigeria in various capacities. Members of 37 regular corps were commissioned on the 22nd of September 1990, and members of 38 regular corps were commissioned on the 21st of September 1991 into the Nigerian Air Force respectively. Our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is a moment of joy and a dream for every serving officer to witness such a moment like this. For the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association, it was a great moment having had their first official assignment of sword crossing during their weddings, and now they are performing their last official assignment at the retirement of their husbands from the service of the Nigerian Air Force. We want to thank the Nigerian Air Force Officers' Wives Association immensely for supporting their husbands and standing by them during their tour of duty in the Nigerian Air Force. We share your joy, your love, and the Nigerian Air Force will continue to remember your meritorious service and sacrifice to the nation. We appreciate your efforts and sleepless nights in bringing the Nigerian Air Force to where it is today, and we want to assure you that your labor would not be in vain as they officially bow out of the service after a highly